How we doing? Here we go. This is the first broadcast of a blog that we're trying to put together, and we thought through the holidays and even until we get going again. It'd be fun to have to sit down, and interview some folks, maybe show some old game videos and talk about them with the coaches or people who participated in the games. The other day, I came across a whole file of 1970s and 80s football games that are all real. So we're gonna have to do some work to get those on digital. But that could be a fun night. Have some guests come in and that maybe played in those games or coach them and talk about them. We're gonna work on that. Also, maybe interview some coaches or local folks that have been involved with athletics through the years here in Springfield. And well, I guess the local celebrities. I also hope they have Parks and Rec folks and different people on to show how we all work together and trying to accomplish the same things. So that's what this blog's about. There'll be no certain times. We'll just post when we feel like doing one, and we'll go from there. Okay. So the other piece of this is a real test on how our camera system will work in the gym this winter when we get going. But we'll live stream all our basketball games. This system is set up with 4 cameras. I'm only using one here, but it'll be set up in the gym so we cover all the floor area without having to move the camera. It'll just kind of be an operator going camera to camera, tracking. It should be in high definition since we're inside the building and we have better Wi-Fi access, unlike what we had outdoors, which was a crapshoot some nights. All right, so we look forward to all that and keeping folks coming in, checking in. And what's cool about this right now, not only are we broadcasting on Facebook Live, we're on our Hall of Fame page, and we're also on a YouTube feed. So it's a real test of the system. Be interested to see how this stuff comes out after. All right, we're going to talk about a few different things tonight, stuff that I think is pertinent for our athletes. You have to remember right now, by BPA rule, Vermont Principals Association Athletics, we are in a down season, which means out of season. It means our coaches can't coach. Legally, they can lead a penalty. Every once in a while, we hear somebody's doing something somewhere. We do try to check on it. But that being said, we've been trying to find ways for our kids to get workouts. Our weight room at the high school is closed due to restrictions. The gym is starting to get open a little bit for PE classes, but it can only be open during the day when we're in school. So we've been hoping to find ways for our athletes to get workouts. For sure, the Edgar May is a place that's open. I'm going to come to that in a second. For our sports this winter, when we get around to playing them, and I'll go over some projected dates here shortly. Obviously, varsity basketball with Coach Hatt, junior, and that's boys, junior varsity boys basketball with Coach Chiesa, varsity girls basketball with Coach Peck. These are all familiar names. They're they've been here and they're coming back. Junior varsity girls basketball, due to some job issues, Brooke has got to take this year off, but Coach Michael Ruppero is going to fill in there. That's good for us. For bowling, that's the only sport that won't be held in a high school gym. Kind of hard to keep setting those pins up by hand. So Coach Mullins will be back doing that. Let's hope that sport happens. Being outside the school could be a little more difficult. For dance, Coach Peoples is back. All those meets will be like this, live stream somewhere. There'll be no traveling for the dance team. It'll all be done out of our high school gym, and somebody will be judging it somewhere. So every week's a meet, and we never have to leave Springfield. Cheer is still in question. We plan on having a cheer team. I think for them it would be mainly meets. They won't be at basketball games and such. In fact, only people at basketball games are going to be basketball players and officials. There are no spectators, as you all know, this year. Everything's going to be live streamed, so it's going to be very important that we make this stuff work. And we're working our best to do it. We learned some things in the fall, and we hope here for the winter months we're even better at it. Wrestling and indoor track, we're both in our budget this year. unfortunately, they're one of the first things that the Department of Health and the governor said, sorry, can't do them. Wrestling, I think, speaks for itself. Unfortunately, myself, a wrestler, a wrestling coach back with Coach Schweitzer, I was looking forward to wrestling, to be honest with you. But indoor track, I think it's held in college campuses like Dartmouth and UVM, and the colleges don't want us on the campus. Makes sense. Okay, so that's why those two things aren't happening. We definitely keeping them in a budget and get them back next year. We look forward to it. So out of season rules, our coaches cannot have workouts legally. It could lead to problems for us down the road and fines and etc. So we're looking for ways for our student athletes to get in shape. A few weeks ago, I talked to Kristen Craig down to Edgar May and said, what can we do there? Put our thinking caps on. He went to work, has some ideas, and I could read his ideas to you, or I could go one better, and I can just bring Kristen into this conversation, who's tired and ready to go to bed. So, Kristen, hopefully you can hear me just fine.
Folks, I can. Nice to see you, Rich.
Time to time and have guests come in, how this will work, or it'll be a video in the background of a football game, maybe playing black and white. So anyhow, Kristen, I'm going to kind of step back here, and maybe you can explain what this program is we're trying to do and the scholarships available. I think the only thing I'd like to throw out first is if we have students who are already members there, it would make no sense to give up your membership. Keep that, because why this is a scholarship program for a couple of months, we're not going to extend this. So if your family has a membership, you're really not going to gain anything with this except to keep going. But for our families who or our students who would like to be a member, we have scholarships available for 3 months, correct? So, yeah. Kristen, go ahead, please.
Sure. So first, congratulations to you and the school on a successful fall season through all of these difficult times. Really great effort to pull off a fall season, and hopefully the winter season will get underway as things calm down a little bit. As a former coach, I know how important athletics is to the high school experience, and believe it's such a valuable part of an educational institution like Springfield High School. So at the Edgar May Health and Recreation Center, we'd love to be able to support your athletes as they're getting ready for their season, and in place of the season, keep active, keep engaged, and keep progressing towards individual goals as well as team goals. So Rich and I spoke about a month ago about what we could do to set up an opportunity for all high school athletes to work out at the Edgar May, and would be happy to accommodate them. As Rich mentioned, if you have a membership, great, keep using it. We see a lot of high school students on a daily, weekly basis. That's great. But if you'd like a membership to the Edgar May, that can be set up for you very easily by talking to Coach Zapek, and then coming down to the Edgar May and beginning your exercise or training. We have a great team of staff on board that can give you an orientation to the fitness center. You'll have full use of the facility, the pools, the fitness center, and every piece of equipment we have. But we're happy to show you the ropes, set up any kind of question and answer sessions you might need, or even, as we've expressed to Coach Zapek, if teams want to come in together to go through a workout, we can set that up after hours on the weekends or after we close to give you that more team experience under the supervision of our staff. We do have a couple protocols in place to keep our staff safe through COVID-19, as well as our members in the community. Those do limit some things. You do have to make a reservation to use our pools, and we do require masks to be used in the facility unless you're on a piece of cardiovascular equipment. We've moved a lot of our cardio equipment around and taken some out of service so that we keep things safe. Rich, any specific questions that you might have?
Well, we have our comment thing open, and why this isn't like a Zoom thing. If anybody has a question they'd like to ask it, just type it in and we'll throw it out there. I think, is there any time frame or a good time, a bad time? I have to learn the camera here because it's kind of up here and I'm looking down here at you, but that you'd prefer not to see us there?
No, we're open from 5:30 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday, and Saturdays 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Sundays 8 to 4 p.m. Busiest time in the fitness center currently is after school, 3:30, 4 o'clock till about 6:30. What we'd prefer not to see is large groups coming together. We know that's difficult right now, but if you could spread yourselves out and not come in groups of 10 or 15, but rather groups of 2 or 3, pick a workout buddy or 2 and come down, that would be a lot better and easier for us to accommodate than seeing large groups of 15 or 20 students.
A big thing for high school sports this year, the line is kind of go, practice, get out.
Yep.
I assume you're on the same idea there. It's not a
We do.
hang
For our swim team, we have that kind of arrive, practice, and leave mentality. When we were in season for our swim team, it'd be the same for our members or people using the facility. Come, get your workout in, and then leave. We do have staff in the fitness center every hour that we're open. They'll remind you to keep your masks on or to spread out if they see us getting you too close within the fitness center. So definitely keep that same mentality.
And the other thing you talked a little bit about today, and I don't want to get too details here, but maybe some workouts can be presented that are more sport specific, you know.
Yeah, so we've had a couple of conversations about team specific workouts where if we were closed or after hours, we can design a specific workout program for a specific sport. So if it's basketball or track, we can design a set of exercises or a regimen to cater towards muscle groups that might be used in those activities through our training staff with some input from the coaching staff.
So, and we have a question about locker rooms. Are they available? Yep. Or?
Great question. Locker rooms are available. We do have a limit of the number we can have in the locker rooms. It's currently 4 at one time. And there are 2 showers available in each locker room. They're spread out, so they're at the far ends of the shower area. We ask you to take no more than 5 minutes if you need to shower.
All right. So I live like up the top of the hill from you. It could be an easy walk. Actually, I'm exhausted just walking down there. Maybe I got to rethink that. Kristen, is there anything else? I think, we really want to encourage. I don't care if they contact you directly or contact me and we get their names in place. One thing you shared with me, I mean, if you're going to choose to do this, you're being tracked. And if we have too many, we have a good supply of scholarship money available. But if we have a great rush here and more people want to do it than we can do, if you're not doing it, it's month to month. We'll take you out, and next month we'll put somebody on a waiting list in there. We don't project having a waiting list, but we'd love to have 50 people contact us tomorrow and say, I really want to do this. I want to get in and work out and get my cardio in, through the holidays. You're not having gatherings anywhere. You're not having Christmas parties. You're getting your presents and by yourself, nobody to show. But, I would say this is a great opportunity for us. We don't have it at the high school, the space at the high school. So.
And Rich, I would just add one more thing in terms of the importance of exercise and working out now as you're dealing with higher levels of stress, anxiety through the unknowns. Exercise is a great form of mental health and taking care of your body physically, but also mentally. So take advantage of this opportunity that the district is providing and get yourself better for when the season does start or your next season. You can take advantage of this time wisely.
Absolutely. Kristen, thanks a lot.
Thanks,
Rich. We'll have you another time to tell us how successful this was.
Any chance, or if the students or parents have any questions, reach me at 802-885-2568, and I can help get you started down there.
And folks, while this is live now, this will be on the site for, weeks to come. So anytime you check in, don't think this program's over. It will be continue even through when basketball and other sports start. This program will still be going. The opportunity will be there. All right. Kristen, thanks a lot.
Thanks, Rich. Good luck.
All right. So one thing you brought up was mask. And we learned back in the fall, breathing and mask don't always go well together running up and down the field. So that was a big concern of mine. I wanted to find a mask that works. We tried many. I have a daughter and a wife in the nursing field and asked them about masks, and it was the same response. They are what they are. So a week or 2 weeks ago, maybe. This was brought my way. This is an Under Armour. It's a mask that's made for athletics. There's the camera. Under Armour makes it official. It's 3-ply, has some padding to it. It's actually sized. It has to be measured from the nose to the ear. So they go anywhere from small to an extra large and even a 2X. And when you put them on, there's space. You feel like you can breathe. I've been wearing this mask for 4 days now, and I absolutely love it. Everything else seems confining. This has, my mouth is not pressed in. It sets on my chin nice. It has a lot of support right here, but I feel like I can breathe. Yeah, my glasses still fog up when it's cold. But these are the masks we're going to try to use for basketball and other sports for the winter indoors. We think they're very comfortable. I do anyhow. They are expensive. They're not throwaways. They're washable. So as we get into that part of the season where we're issuing these to our athletes, there'll be some discussion about the value. All right. But the value of getting up and getting up down the court and being able to breathe better than a mask that's confining. We look forward to seeing how that works out. So it's an Under Armour mask. It is fitted. I don't know if it's pretty cool, but it's comfortable, and I think that's the important thing. All right. So as we talk about sports, the big question is, when are we going to start? Well, I think somebody in Montpelier's got to tell us that. We don't get to pick that day. There's been projections. Of course, they go back to November 30th, which didn't happen. And I think folks did a great job through Thanksgiving. They said, now we got to get through Christmas. But personally, I don't think the holidays is going to be a good time to start sports. If the governor came out tomorrow and said, well, you can start next week, that's Christmas week. I just don't see that happening. All right. I think they want to get through the first of the year. Personal opinion. There's nothing I know, no inside information here that says the governor's going to say this. Personally, I think so we can all enjoy the holiday weeks. There's ways of working out so our coaches can take time to prep more, and even as adults know what's happening for them for the next few weeks. We've made a decision. The earliest we would start practices is January 4th. I think that's probably a bit of a long shot because we're coming out of still that holiday period where gatherings could take people away from us. People choose to gather while there is a mandate, and a mandate is a law. People are still not necessarily following that. So I encourage you to get through the holidays without a lot of gatherings. We're going to suffer here. Christmas is a big deal at my house, but no family coming in. I think I'll be playing Santa Claus, driving around in the Dodge pickup truck, throwing packages out the window in certain porches. But you got to do it. It's hard, but you can do it. If you want to be an athlete and you want to contribute to help your team, taking care of yourself through this time, doing the right thing is very important. So with that being said, my projection is January 11th as the first practice day. We certainly have our calendar circled as that day, is what I've shared with the coaches. We project to start. All our practices this year are in the high school gym. As many of you know, there are classes in the Riverside gym for the 8th graders to get them in. We have actually, I say we, the school district, but part of it, put up a curtain in the high school gym that comes down now. So it's like 2 gyms in there when we put that curtain down. Pretty cool. We're going to reline the court up there so the lines are a different color so they stand out more for out of bounds and play lines. We think it's going to be a comfortable place to play, but all our practices, dance, cheerleading, well, again, no bowling practice up there, but everybody else will be there, and we're going to find a way to make it work. And once we get going, I'll be the person there full time at night, checking our athletes in. There'll be a whole system to get them in and out of there safely, comfortably. Keep our coaches coaching, and I'll deal with all the making it work stuff. Okay. But what we didn't do in the fall, we are doing this winter, and that is putting grades back into play. You need to be a 2.0 average for academics. you need a 2.5 average for Pride score. Two different scores. Our students know what they are. Most of our parents know what they are. Average, it's a key word there. 2.0 average, 2.5 average. And you got to show up. That's life, showing up. It doesn't matter if you're on your 2 days in the building, if you're full remote, if it's your 2 days home learning online. If you're a homeschooler, you have to show up to get credit for attendance. It comes into play. So 2.0, and some of our athletes already got notices from me where they stand with their grades. And those are notices, by the way, to also go to the teacher at the same time. And they do work on it. We ended last basketball season, last winter season, to be fair, with every one of our athletes over a 2.0 average. That's great. We obviously through this COVID pandemic stuff, we've fallen off some, but we got to pick it up again. We have smart athletes. We have a great educational based athletic program. Keep it, but we got to get our grades back, and I think we have students already working on it. So I'm excited about that. And attendance is checked every day, needless to say. On a selfish side, I want to talk a little bit about the Hall of Fame. We're reaching that point to where we will name next year's class going in. The committee has it all together. In fact, tonight I've been seeing emails going back and forth, cleaning up what will be on the plaques, how it will read. We were thinking about not having the Hall of Fame this year or do it later in the year, but we think it's pretty important. And I think a big piece of it is that this is the 50th anniversary of Title IX, and we want to do a little bit on that. So the Hall of Fame this year will be done virtually, just like this format. Off camera will be the members going in, waiting for an opportunity to speak when it's being presented. We got some work to do to make that go real smooth. I don't know if we can send everybody a lobster to eat in front of their screen while they're waiting, but obviously there'll be no banquet at the high school. We looked at other venues, but to get the numbers we would like, and it's sad because I think this class coming in would draw a huge crowd. This is going to be a great event. So I think we'll get a big crowd on here, and we do have some opportunities where people can hit a donate button here and make a donation towards what we're doing. I hope to get some folks that are in the Hall of Fame already and some coming in to join in when we look at some of these old games. I don't have any old basketball games. I'd love to get some video of old basketball games. I got these stacks of, it's ironic. So I have a big box of, they're still in the tins. It's amazing. I'm gonna grab one here. Sorry. There's an example. Okay. What's cool about this one? It says Springfield, Windsor. Unfortunately, we lost that one 6-0 on 10/16/82. 10/16/82. That's my wedding day. That's the day I got married. I think this is why I hate Windsor. It was underlining. I didn't even know about it. We lost Windsor on my wedding day. So I learned more about Windsor maybe 15, 20 years later. All right. So we hope to get some of those films either digitized. I'm looking at buying a projector that will do that, or a projector that works. I've had 2 projectors so far in the last 2 days, and neither work. One we got a few minutes in before it broke down. These are old toys, so they don't always work well. So we're looking to get those digitized, or we're looking for a way to play them with a camera on and watch it. And then we look for some guests to come on and talk to us about those games that they either played it, maybe coached it, whatever. Should be fun. Talked to a few people already that played in some of those games, and they're excited about this idea. All right. I just want to review real quick. You have the opportunity to go to the Edgar May to get some workouts in. Just let us know, and we'll get you signed up there as a member. If you're already a member, hang on to your membership. You're not gaining anything here, except you're going to get more teammates there. We're talking to our coaches. They can actually supply some ideas down there for workouts. If you want to talk to your coach and find out what they like, maybe that's the way to go. But take advantage of it. Don't be sitting around getting lazy. Easy to do this time of year, even when we're in season. All right. Right now, we expect to start practices around the 11th of January. If we get cleared before then, maybe the 4th of January, we will not start over the holiday break. It'll be too difficult. There's too many details that come with this whole gathering thing, this mandate on gatherings. It's difficult to deal with, and I don't think I want to deal with that over the holiday break. We want everybody ready to go. We got 20 guys on the team, 20 ladies on the team, whatever it is. We want everybody showing up to practice and ready to go. Our coaches are going to have to hustle as it is. We haven't had that leisure of extra weeks of workouts that we generally would have had. It's going to happen fast. And then the season goes to the end of March. They extended that season. The spring season will start a couple weeks later and extended into June further. More on those details as we cover those. All right. Unfortunately, Parks and Rec falls under the same guidelines we do. I know you probably saw something in Rutland Herald about how they're doing some things in Rutland. We'll see what that's all about. And hopefully the next time we do one of these blogs, it's going to be with somebody on that can explain that. We'll talk more about that. Okay. Again, Edgar May, big thing to do. A couple questions I got here I'll be happy to answer. Do we have a basketball season with live stream? Would we have announcers for the games? We will have. Okay, that's a great question, actually. Adam, you got me there. We will not have announcers. We will have no sound. So when you turn this on and you're watching a basketball game at Springfield High School in the gym with lots of echoes and lots of noise, and who knows what's being said, you're going to see a great video, but you're not going to hear any sound. And we have a 4-camera system. We hope it'll be set up in a way that we always have a scoreboard on in the corner. Okay. So no, there'll be no announcers. Unless somebody comes along that maybe they can do it from their house somehow. I don't know. We're not ESPN, but we're going to try. And unified basketball is a great question. I mean, that's a spring sport, technically, not a winter sport by BPA rule or standards or however you want to put it. So we expect to have a unified basketball team. As of right now, nobody said we don't have one. So expectations are we will have a unified team. They are trying to make every sport happen, particularly those we can control ourselves. And really, it's been said that schools have been the best place to be for the most part. We haven't had a lot of problems in the buildings. Has there been people around? I think, yeah, a lot of schools around the state. It pops up around them. But we haven't had any major shutdown. So let's just hope we can keep that up for a few more weeks. It's December 14th. Let's get through Christmas. Make this work, please, folks. Very important to our athletic department to make that work. All right. And again, gatherings, be smart about. It is a mandate, no gatherings. Mandates are laws. Just because a mandate is a law. So be on top of that, please. Please monitor that. Get our kids all in school. Very important. Lastly, grades and pride scores have to be up. You will hear from me if you need. We check it every week. Every week, your grades are checked. And if you're struggling somewhere, we got to get those up. And we're very concerned. And now's the time to do it. Wouldn't it be great to start the first day of practice and everybody is legal per se with grades? And we don't have to look backwards and spend time on that. You can do that. It's not hard to do. You can do it. Make the effort. Pride Score is making an effort, is showing up. Most teachers I talk to say if they show up, they get a higher Pride Score. Participate, make an effort. And as far as, doing homework, I was never big on homework, but I got it done. So make the effort. Very important. All right. And again, Hall of Fame will be March 6th. That's a Saturday evening. We're looking for donations. These things cost money to do. These plaques and everything we do cost money. But and we hope to have some folks on talking about Title IX down the road here, because 2021 is the 50th anniversary of Title IX. Look at Title IX. That started when I was in high school, and look where it is today for women's athletics. Pretty impressive. All right, folks. Really appreciate you coming on. and paying attention. We will again pop back every time we hope to have an interesting guest. And in the meantime, hey, let's go Cosmos.